Call this meeting to order at 7:09. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Amparano?
Here.
Councilmember Bernhardt?
Here.
Councilmember Tucker?
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Mendoza?
Here.
Mayor Obeso Martinez?
Here. Can we please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? Mr. Powell, will you lead us?
Sure. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice.
Thank you. Any adjustments to the agenda?
Madam Mayor, there are no adjustments to the agenda.
Ms. City Attorney?
Yes, in closed session, the council today talked about the first two cases, City of Imperial versus Imperial Valley Computer Manufacturing, both in state and federal court. Direction was given to council. Council also talked about the Gazette Ranch case as listed on the agenda, and direction was given to council. Council talked about potential litigation under Government Code 54956.9C, one item. Direction was given to council. There was no discussion of labor negotiations today.
Thank you. Moving on to public comment. If you wish to address the city council concerning any item on the city council's jurisdiction, please raise your hand and be acknowledged by the mayor. At that time, please state your name, address for the record. The mayor reserves the right to place a time limit of 3 minutes for each person's presentation. Do we have any comments via email?
No comments via email.
Thank you. Mr. Powell?
Thank you. It's nice to see you guys tonight and appreciate the chance to chat with you a little bit here. I want to talk to you about something that I touched on earlier with you guys, and it involves the data center. I had spoken to you guys about this before, but the Air Pollution Control District required the data center proponent to do a health risk assessment on the generators. And that health risk assessment was pursuant to the air pollution permit. Now, that health risk assessment only assessed the risk from one scenario, and that's maintenance and testing of those generators. Okay, so there's a couple problems with that. It did not assess the risk of an operational scenario. And there's two potential operational scenarios there. One is when the data center doesn't have enough electricity coming from the transmission lines, so they're going to run a portion of those generators for a long period, or in times of an outage when they're going to need it to crank up the entire generator farm. So that's the first problem, is that health risk assessment did not assess the risk from an operational scenario. The other problem is that health risk assessment did not do a cumulative analysis. So the proponent has actually made videos standing on the site down there and pointing to the IID gas generation plant and saying, well, there's a gas generation plant right over there and we don't hear a concern about that. Now they know darn well that CEQA level analysis would have to assess the risk of their generators on top of what's already being emitted by the IID plant. And so that's called cumulative analysis. And if the added amount that the generators would emit into the atmosphere reaches an unhealthful level. So at last Tuesday's meeting, something happened that caught my eye. And I want to say I really appreciate your presence there, Mayor. That was great. You guys continue to amaze me. But at any rate, the proponent, while he was going through his spiel trying to sell this data center on us, held up that health risk assessment saying, see, this shows that there was no risk to the health, basically no risk at all. That's deceptive, and it's personally disgusting to me that this, he absolutely knows that health risk assessment is not adequate analysis of the potential health risk to the residents, your residents. So I thought you guys would like to know that, in case you missed it there. That's basically all I want to say, except for once again, just all of us that are doing our very best to oppose this thing just because we really don't know the potential effects to our families and because the sighting is in the middle of our three neighborhoods. Anyway, we see you guys. Thank you very much. We appreciate everything you're doing, and that's all I wanted to say. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hall.
Thank you. Thank you.
Any other public comment? Seeing none, we'll move on to presentations. The Autism Acceptance Month Proclamation presentation. So City of Imperial would like to proclamate, whereas the autism is the result of a neurological disorder that affects the functioning of the human brain and can affect anyone, regardless of race, ethnicity, gender, or socioeconomic background. And whereas autism spectrum disorder affects millions of families with national rates now around 1 in 31 children. Boys are diagnosed more than 3 times as often as girls, with 1 in 20 boys and 1 in 70 girls, according to the CDC. And whereas positive outcomes increase for individuals with autism with training is provided to professionals across all systems, including those in education, healthcare, justice, and emergency response settings. And whereas children and adults with autism and our families, friends, neighbors, and coworkers, and each individual with autism is unique with talents and qualities such as exceptional focus and dedication, and some of the most brilliant minds in the world have included those with autism. And whereas the City of Imperial proudly supports Autism Acceptance Month and World Autism Acceptance Day, promoting greater understanding of the autism spectrum disorder and honoring the advocates, educators, professionals, and families who work toward a brighter future along those with autism. So I, Mayor, for the City of Imperial, hereby do proclaim April as Autism Acceptance Month on April 2nd, 2026, and World Autism Acceptance Day in the City of Imperial on this first day of April 2026. Thank you. I'd like to invite James Gonzalez and Gloria Brembila, sorry about that.
We actually have a few more friends that would like to join us, so.
Of course.
Good evening, council members, members of the public. Joab Gonzalez, Assistant Director with San Diego Regional Center. I think you've known I'm a brief person to talk, and one of the things that I was thinking I want to say tonight was there's municipalities that proclamate and they say about autism and their support, but there's municipalities like Imperial that show it through their support through the fair that's coming up. You guys, I believe, were the first city to have a fair, put money into it, put the support. And it shows a lot. It shows that you proclamate it and then you show that support. So I want to thank you here for that. And I also want to recognize James and everybody else for making this possible. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Council members, staff, and everybody with the City of Imperial, what can I say? This is 5th year with our autism fair. I don't even know what to say. The emotions every time, every year. It's last year was 4. The year before that's 3. Next year will be 6. And the year's gone. I greatly appreciate the City of Imperial taking these steps, and everything that Tony and his team does to make the autism fair possible. It's the feelings are overwhelming, and there's no words that can really say thank you other than just to say thank you. Having said that, for the proclamation, again, more thank yous. Thank you very much for recognizing Autism Awareness Day and Autism Acceptance Month. We greatly appreciate, you have this high. We greatly appreciate everything that the city has done for those with autism. Just to kind of move forward, again, my son is now 21. He was first diagnosed with autism at age 5. And the one things that I like to point out is just because an individual doesn't have autism doesn't mean they don't have talent. And I always like to show some of his artwork. I don't know if you guys can see that from this far away. I don't know
Oh, wow.
if the camera can focus on it. But this is his artwork. This is hand drawn.
That's cool.
And art is his talent. I've got another one there of Superman. I don't have one of the Hulk yet. I'll try to get one especially for but sure. Yeah, I'll just have to work on my program speech as I've had. First and foremost, we want to thank you for everything that the City of Imperial does. The Autism Fair is such a great event. I've been going to city council meeting, inviting them to come to Imperial to enjoy our Autism Fair. And it is such a great event that we have here. We're super excited, excited even more every year. There's new things, different things, and we're overwhelmed by what we have here. But I do have somewhat of a report to give you. Last year and the previous year, I told you we had received a grant for a mobile unit. Last year, we've got wheels on the ground. We had the mobile unit here at the fair, but the program hadn't quite started yet. In July, we started our pilot program. We've evaluated 15 children in the Imperial County so far with autism. Those were done in Brawley, El Centro, and Calexico respectively. We are working to do those also in Imperial with whatever partners we can find in the city of Imperial that will help us run these evaluations here. But we do have more news to share with you. And that is that we just received another grant for $350,000 to push forward with our evaluation team. The first grant was really just building it wheels up and having everybody dedicate and volunteer for the program. Now we're actually going into, in essence, what would be what we hope would be a full-time program, meaning that we would be conducting more evaluations. The first is to conduct in the next 2 years, once the program is implemented, to conduct 120 plus evaluations in a 2-year time span. That is something that we are super excited about. We're happy that we're going to actually have, for the first time ever, we're going to have an actual paid team doing these evaluations. And it's all, in essence, it's communities like the city of Imperial that come back and support what we're doing, that gets that recognition and shows that Autism Support of Imperial County is a solid organization, and the grants that we've received from the state of California show that support, and that's there. Having said that, we've had talks with the mobile units through the University of Harvard that have reached out to us saying that we want to put you guys on our map. We've not heard of any such mobile unit for autism. We have mobile units for medical here and medical there, but no such medical or no such mobile unit for autism anywhere in the United States, and it's here in the Imperial County. And the expansion that we're doing with this program wouldn't be without the efforts of the city of Imperial. And I greatly appreciate everything that the city has done for us. In some small part, we wouldn't be here without you. In ending, I'll just say, as I've said to all the other city council members, I invite you to come out to our Autism Fair in the city of Imperial on November 11th from 10 a.m. to 2
April.
Imperial. I've been saying November all day long. I did at the last meeting. I apologize greatly. April 11th at Eagle Park in Imperial from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. with our 5K starting at 9-ish. I hope that you guys will run. I know a couple years back, I volunteered council member Amparano to participate in our dunk tank. I'm not doing it with this mayor this year, but I've politely asked her to participate in our dunk tank. And she did agree. So, it's 3 balls for $1, 20 balls for $5. So whoever wants to.
Bring your money. Bring your money.
I got
Bring your
20
money.
bucks.
We accept Venmo and PayPal also. So remember, it's all for the support of what we're doing for our community. It helps us with our evaluation team. It helps with anything we do with our mobile unit, especially, the mobile unit is in itself is as anybody knows, if especially, you have automobiles, but if any of you have RVs, recreational vehicles, those things take a lot of money to keep on the road and maintain, and our mobile unit is no different. So all this is a tremendous help to us, and we greatly appreciate it, and we thank you for everything that you do. And from there, I'll pass it on. I don't know who wants to speak next.
Jimmy, can I ask you a quick question?
Sure.
The second round of funding, is it from the same funding source?
Yes, it's
So
coming
is
from.
it something you guys apply for annually?
No, the first one was through Department of Developmental Services. Correct me if I'm wrong, Hoap, and that was a different kind of grant that they had, and it paid for. It was still through them. It goes through San Diego Regional Center, and that funded the creation and the maintenance of the mobile unit for the most part. The second grant is also through DDS, but it's through their equities program in regards to the grant, and this is to help serve underserved communities like the Imperial County, where we do have a lot of families that just can't afford to make the trip to El Centro for an evaluation. So we go to them, and we've had, it's Hoab, you can testify to this, how many families have canceled an evaluation that would be conducted at his office for families that are coming from long distances. This is what the mobile unit was constructed for, Wheels Up, to be able to go to families, go to their hometown, and really be within walking distance from them to do an evaluation. Of course, in the middle of 120-degree weather, we don't want them walking too far, especially. But the mobile unit is also designed with the capacity to maintain quality air conditioning during our hot summer months, and that's a testament and a commitment to what we want to make sure we had when we're conducting these evaluations, because it's for any small child or young child, it's already stressful enough being in a small room or a confined area or anything that's making any such noise or anything of any kind. And we try our best to make it as comfortable as possible while we're doing these evaluations.
Thank you.
Just real quick, our evaluations happen Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. Their evaluations happen nights, weekends, and even holidays. So
Wonderful.
it's truly remarkable work that they're doing.
Yeah, and it's all help to our volunteer team that are conducting the evaluations. So.
And the grant was very competitive, especially because everybody knows that the monies are gonna be tighter. So the grants were very competitive this year, so their achievement is again remarkable.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing that artwork. Don't forget to, it's incredible.
No, I won't
Okay.
forget it.
Yeah.
If I do, I'll beep it later.
Yeah.
I'll beep during the meeting.
Okay.
Hi, good evening, Council of Imperial, Madam Mayor. My name is Gloria Brambila. I am a mother and a volunteer advocate, as well as the school board president of Westmoreland, and that's also volunteer work. My son is 13 years old now, and just to give you a little bit of history, for those, some of you were here, but when this initiated, the proclamation began in 2017. And it was shortly after my son became diagnosed that I thought, what can we do for the same reason to get people involved, to have families like mine know where to go for services like these. So I just want to let you know and thank you. Other times we've, divide and conquer to try to have them all on your guys' agendas before April 2nd. And unfortunately today we were able to be here at the same time. And just thank you. You have surpassed my vision and goal of what that proclamation in my heart meant. Imperial just came back and said, what can we do for you? came to ask James the following year, what can we do? You guys started with an Easter egg hunt during COVID, and then you met with James. At that time, I had just left the county and I had shared ideas. We used to do a health fair for the county. And I thought, well, it'd be beautiful to see all of the, like, one-stop shop where everybody can go. And man, is that what you guys have done. So from Bombay, Salton Sea, Westmoreland, all the way to Calexico, Winter Haven, we just want to thank you because you serve all our families during that autism fair. And I know James hit the ground running, and once that was proposed, he hasn't skipped a beat. He shows up with me to every single city, the county, because if we stop, then who will continue, right? And the diagnoses are only escalating; they're higher. This is public information, just to share a little bit. Our small district, our small school, 21% is required to have special services for our children. That's a high number for a very small population. So it's just creating that awareness. Thank you for continuing yearly, not just during the April month of April, to bring awareness, acceptance, because that's what that fair does. It gives our families an opportunity to meet each other, to gain that information, and to learn how we can move forward with our families. Just to share here, this is my team. I also volunteer coach an all-inclusive league. So you will never know which of these children have autism, which don't, because they're all families that just stick together and help out each other. And so this was our practice today, to come and thank you. And they gladly joined in to be one for their siblings, for their family members. So with that being said, I'll pass it on to Ms. Sanchez, Stella Sanchez. It doesn't get easier every year, it's harder. Our babies go to her, and she can also share about herself. But yeah, this is definitely our students and our one of our teams for our league. So I just thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, Madam Mayor and Imperial City Council members and staff. So this is also near and dear to me. I actually, I'm newly retiree, so I'm going to probably be spending, or I will be spending a lot more times with James and Gloria. And I thank you guys also for bringing me along. I myself have experienced this the last 6-7 years. We have 2 grandkids on the spectrum. And as you can see, how Gloria stated, it takes a village for all of us to be able to give out to our children, bring out resources, search, research. James is doing an amazing job. I just met James a few years ago. Actually, I attended here it was in November 11th, but maybe April 11th. He also needs a village to keep him in check because they can only imagine all the work that gets put into this. And as you can see, James does amazing. So I am going to join in, not as, I'm also on the Brawley School Board, High School Board. I'm actually the president. We collaborate. Their kids are our kids. So we are going to work on resources to bring over more resources because I stated earlier in Westmoreland, autism, April is Autism Awareness Month. And I ask of you guys and everybody in this room not to only educate yourself in April and celebrate April Awareness Month. It's a daily thing that the parents, and I can only imagine with my son and his kids, what they go through on a daily. So it is very important just, to educate yourself on a daily. So we, like I said, their kids are our kids, our families, and it takes a village for everybody and everybody, to join in and join us. So thank you guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, Council and Madam Mayor.
And Roxy?
Roxy. So my name is Gabby Garcia and Roxy. And just to let you know, Roxy, she's a therapy dog. We have gone around Imperial County doing social stories. Some of them is for kiddos and individuals with autism. for them to understand new places. And it has helped me, for example, my son. Some of you know my son Leo. He was diagnosed when he was 3 years old with autism, and and when we got his diagnosis, we were researching, and I found out that pets are very good motivators for kiddos under the spectrum for talk. So I decided, and I reached out to a shelter we have here, this rescue, and the lady was very nice, very accessible, and then we took Leo to see dogs, to see if he was really interested in dogs or just wanted to see dogs. But they brought like 4 dogs before Roxy, and he was not interested. But as soon they brought Roxy out, he wanted to put his collar on it, leash on her, and walk with her all around the shelter. So we knew they click, and she was listen to him. So we decided to adopt her, and since then, as you can see, her personality always like that, very calm, very friendly with everybody, loves to show her outfits, her nails and her hats and accessories, bows. So since then, people would ask me if she was a type of service dog, and I would say, no, just our pet. And they would tell me, maybe you should look into it, having her as a service dog, a therapy dog. And I thought that a therapy dog will be the best fit for her, so she can go out in the community and, like I said, show her outfits and gets a lot of pets from people and hugs and pictures. And I decided to do that. And since then, I wrote a children's book based on her journey from being a rescue dog to a therapy dog, to raise awareness and consciousness about taking care of pets, and most importantly, adopt and shop. And since then, most others, like I was mentioned, social stories to prep individuals and kids based on Roxy's visits. For example, Roxy visits the library for them to understand what is it, what to do, not to do. So it's a form of prep them, and what best a dog to show them. So that's what we have done all around Imperial County. So we hope to extend those visits outside Imperial County, and we're gonna be at the Autism Fair with friends of Imperial Parks. And we're gonna be there. So people can come out, and we're gonna have some little things for the kiddos, some activities. So come on down to our booth and to get pets. And from Rox, you can pet her, take pictures, and also what else? Oh, we're gonna be at the next week also here in the Imperial Library. We're gonna be with they're gonna have an activity. We're gonna have Roxy reading. Since it's gonna be Easter, we're gonna have a story, social story, Easter theme for kiddos to understand. The hospital. What is a hospital and what to do, and how to make others feel better when somebody's at the hospital. So that's what we went trying to do. So if you that would say for me. But yeah, I'm very grateful for this kind of organization that we have here in Imperial County. Like I said, my son, he has autism, and San Diego Regional has been a lot of help with providing services for my son. And he was in special ed, and now he's in gen ed full time. And it was all a teamwork between having San Diego case coordinator and all the agencies they work closely with. So early intervention, I would say, is a key to have your children to improve. And I would suggest to all parents to do an early assessment. Nothing wrong with it, just to rule it out, making sure nothing bad about it, getting services, nothing to be ashamed of it. It's so you can have the help and a community. And this community is very tight and we try to help each other. And that's what I really like about. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm gonna hold Roxy so you can see her again.
Thank you to all the kids for being troopers. We know. Thank you. Do we want to take a picture that way? Yeah. Come on, council. Everybody get out of here.
It's just the mayor.
No, come on.
It's just you. We've all done it. Now I feel like we got called out. I know. Come on, Susie. I'm gonna be torn up.
This spring. From that quarter 15, my son's. I can't see the streets on this map, so I don't. That's all. Okay, so Morningside is those houses on B Street. They're
Guys ready?
just randomly out there, like on the corner of Nickel.
2, 3. Okay, hold up. 1, 2, 3. Thank you. Thank you.
Like all the way through. We thought it did have that.
Bye-bye, Mayor.
Find it.
Thanks for coming.
Again,
Bye, Leo.
one last thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you for being troopers. Bye, Leo.
That's just for right now. That's
I feel like you should.
Bye, Roxy.
Yeah.
Not Gabby.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't say it.
All right.
It's okay.
Victor's up. We're going to go on with budget update and presentation by our finance director, Victor Manriquez.
Bring my dogs.
Hi. Go back.
I don't think I could handle them here. Good evening, Mayor, council members. This is the second quarter report for fiscal year 2025-26. See it on the board, not yet.
What's up?
Oh, okay. All right, thank you. Please feel, bless you. Feel free to interrupt me at any time, as always. Keeping it the same format as the previous, so we have some continuity on this. This is just the high level. The report, the actual details will come in next meeting. So as we start, this is the Q2 summary. General fund for expenditures is, we're currently at 42%, which means we're 1.5 million under the budgeted amount for Q2. We don't have to spend it all, which is, this is where we are right now. The general revenues is what concerns. We're at 40% of the budgeted amount. This went up a lot from the previous quarter. We were like at 14%, so we're making it up for the first quarter. Usually our biggest inflow it's in Q3, so we should be able to see that a little bit closer, at least higher than the expenditures. All our funds are as maintained, as budget. For our personnel, currently of the 158.25 allocations, we have 9.5 unfilled positions as of 12/31/25. For the actual budget changes for second quarter, there aren't any. Our investments at Q2 are doing a lot more, doing better than Q1. Currently, general fund has 6.7 million in cash balance reserve at Q2. The total pool cash for the city for all funding, we're close to 45 million. We're at 44,835. The investments currently have generated for Q2 418,899, and year to date we're at 6,869,509. That's just interest earned for the investment throughout all the funds, general fund, enterprise, grants, and all that. We have that all in the following. We have it in money markets, our LAIF account, not LAIF, the state LAIF account, money markets, Wells Fargo, CDs, and 3-year treasuries. The 3-year treasuries are driven by a CIP budget, which we do have, and we're keeping track. So it's very important that we keep those interests rolling in. Any questions? Okay.
No, sir.
Our reserve for as you the previous slides, it's 6.7 for the general fund. This represents 35%. It went up from 30 at Q1. This is equivalent to a bit more than 4 months of operating budget for just general reserve. The minimum and the recommended by GOF is 2 months, so we're more than double. So right now we're a great spot, but still second quarter. So
That's fine.
this is a 5-year overview of the general fund. At Q2, like I mentioned, we have the revenue at 7.6 million. Our expenditures a little bit more at 8.0 million. So we currently have a net revenue of 379,000, which is it went a lot from the Q1. We're almost at the black, so we're good. It is expected, which usually at Q3 is when we go the other way. So as you can see, this is the comparison from previous years at the same time frame. So all numbers are Q2 numbers, and you can see that we are spending a little bit less. Our revenues are pretty consistent.
Victor, for anybody watching, what is it about Q3 that throws it the opposite direction? What comes in?
We get a lot of money from the county. Some of our pool cash comes in. So usually we already received it, but we're only reporting at currently till December. So, but we get a lot of county money, property tax. So that makes a big jump. So that's when we kind of go the other way. This is the Q2 water fund. At Q2, the revenues for the water plant is 2.9 million, and our expenditures are 2.6. So we currently the water plant is operating at 330,000 net revenue. This does not include any of the CIP projects or the debt services. This is just on operating expenditures and revenues. So we are good there. For the debt and the CIPs, they come out of different funding, so the operations for the water plant look stable right now. And as you can see, they have been stable for the last 5 years at the same point in time. For wastewater, we're pretty much close. It's the same as water. The revenues is 2.7 million. Expenditures at 2.4, so that makes it almost a 300 net revenue, 289,601 to be exact. And as you can see, it's the same. I don't know what happened there in 24 for the negative, but it's kind of the same trend. So it's still operation wise, it's still doing its job. Again, this is not including any capital projects or debt service that the water plant may have. The wastewater plant, excuse me. Oh, and I forgot to mention, for water plant, let me go back. We do have two debt issues for, debt, which is 8.3 million. And for wastewater, it's almost double. It's 16.68 million for two debt issues as well. The balance sheets for the enterprise funds, they're pretty healthy. Like I mentioned in the previous slides, the water fund is 6.9 at Q2. This is up from 6.3 at Q1, so it went up a little bit from Q1. So we are doing better. Usually, as the year goes around, that's when we start making up the revenue side. Expenses hit first, unfortunately. For the wastewater, we have 9.7 as the balance fund. This is up from 9.2 at Q1. So it went up $500,000 in reserves, basically. Again, this is how we maintain the capital projects, and as long as we keep spending, those numbers are going to fluctuate. Usually that report for the CIP is going to be next quarter, so those numbers will probably dwindle down a little bit more. But we do have a lot of projects going on, as you see around the streets, everywhere. This is our CFD's balance sheets. Like I mentioned before, and the property taxes do come into the third quarter, so you'll see all the net values for the community CFDs negative right now. So conclusion, currently our budget is pretty much on track. Basically our revenues and expenditures, what we expected at midpoint. Our capital improvement projects are continuing. We will see at Q3 the updated version of the capital improvement projects, where they stand, the spending on each project, and timetables. So that's going to dwindle into some of the reserves for the water and wastewater, and some are for general fund. Some of them are grant funded, so those are the ones that we want. So we'll see the CIP budget for Q3. We will continue to provide reports on investments and funding. We still need to be critical of the global market right now, especially here in Imperial, our sales tax and our property taxes. Last thing, I know I've been talking to council about the workshop. I think I received the last budget proposal from department heads. So I'm working to put that together, plus a little bit on the revenue side, so I can present a little bit more than just the projects from each department. So just the global general fund status and expectation for next year. So at least we can have ballpark to see what's feasible for upcoming years. No, not upcoming year. That's it. Short. Any questions, any insights, or anything not on the PowerPoint?
No, thank you for that presentation.
All right.
Do you have any questions?
Thank you.
Nope. All right.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
We're at the consent agenda. Okay, all items appearing under the consent agenda will be acted upon by the city council with one motion without discussion. Should any council member or other person request that an item be considered separately, that item will be taken up at that time as determined by the mayor.
I make a motion to approve the consent agenda as posted.
I have a motion by Robert.
I'll make a second.
I have a second by Miss Stacy. Is that what you needed?
Yes.
Okay. Please vote. We have one MIA.
Yeah, save.
I gotta save, my bad. Do we wanna,
She wasn't here. Should we abstain her from it? Yeah.
we're gonna abstain her. I don't wanna touch her stuff.
I can do it over here. And then Robert?
Robert, can you save, please?
What's that?
Hit the little button, save.
You're
Oh.
voting and then save. There you go.
Gotcha.
Does the crowd watching know you guys got a new system? Yeah. That's a lot. Motion carries 4-0 with one abstain from Councilmember Berger.
For those watching, we have a new system, so it might take us a minute. This is our first rodeo.
First official vote right there. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Moving on to C1, public hearing for the purpose of vacating a public right-of-way portion of Imperial Avenue between First Street and State Highway 86 and adopting resolution number 2026-11, approving the intent to vacate by Mr. Mora.
Good evening, council. Before EU is an intent to vacate a portion of right-of-way between South Imperial Avenue and SR 86. This is the triangle piece seen in your backup. It's the portion in which you see a lot of political signs from time to time. The purpose of this vacation is to create a valuable parcel for future economic development. We noticed residents within 300 feet of the property for this item, and we don't receive any comments, we didn't see any opposition complaints, and staff recommends approval of this item, and stand for any questions that you may have.
Any questions? I'll entertain a motion.
You gotta close your hearing.
Can I get you to close the public hearing?
Oh, sorry. I'm closing the public hearing at 7:55. My bad.
Thank you.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second?
We have a first by Ms. Stacy and a second by Ms. Katie. Please vote. And you have to save.
Katie, you have to hit save.
Oh.
We're learning, we're learning.
Motion carries 5-0.
Okay, moving on to action items. D1, establish, yeah? Oh. Establishing a policy for the processing of specific residential development projects consistent with Government Code Section 65583.2, again with Mr. Mora.
Good evening, council. As you may already know, we adopted the sixth cycle, which is the sixth cycle for the housing element, which is at 2021-2029. And as part of the adopted housing element, the city committed to implement Program 13, which requires the city to rezone or amend our zoning code to allow by right approval for certain type of housing development. This resolution has been approved by the HCV, and we're not committing ourselves right now to doing anything specific with the city ordinance. It is committing ourselves in the future to create an ordinance or amend our zoning. So it kind of like gives us a little bit more time to implement this program. So kind of like we don't get in trouble. So we've been getting a lot of pressure from HCV, but it gives us the ability to look at their general plan and our zoning. We have identified a lot of items which will be bring to Planning Commission and to you for final approval. This is just one step out of 3 that we're going to be implementing, so you'll see a couple more of this coming up. Staff recommends approval of the resolution, and I'll stand for any questions that you may have.
So moved.
We have a first by Ms. Katie and a second by Robert. Please vote.
Motion carries 5-0.
Thank you. D2, the approval and acceptance of off-site street improvements and authorized partial reconvenience for lots in phases 62 through 67, Monterey Park subdivision number 2, Unit 4C to Jupiter Ventures LP.
For the next item, staff has inspected the off-site improvements, and it's been satisfactorily completed in May of 2025. The developer is now requesting a partial reconveyance and for the lots, and they are shown in the attachment. and we recommend approval and acceptance of the off-site improvements, and staff recommends authorization of the partial rate conveyance, and I'll stand for any questions that you may have.
Any questions? I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second. Stacy with the first and Katie with the second. Please vote.
Motion carries 5-0.
You get a break. All right, sorry about that. D3, approve Grid 2 sidewalk survey proposal from Precision Concrete Cutting by Ms. Janelle.
Mayor Pro Tem, council members. The item you have in front of you is to request to proceed with the proposal for a Grid 2 sidewalk surveys. It's going to be precision cutting. They did our Grid 1, which was approved back in April 2nd, 2025, when council approved for us to have actual sidewalk inspection program. Grid 1 was done, and we had agreed, or it was approved to do one grid per fiscal year. However, we have sufficient funds within this fiscal year that I'd like approval to proceed with the inspections for Grid 2. So then that way we don't hit our budget for fiscal year 26-27 too harshly when the repairs actually come through. The total for the inspection for Grid 2 is $13,529, and it won't only cover the path of travel, it's actually going to do the curb locations, which are those sections that are either adjacent to or directly on the curb. And then what this would do is they'll go out there, they'll survey, we'll also get the GIS information that they'll put in a dashboard for us that we can then play with and pull up and stuff. And so once we get the actual report, we can determine which sections are severely impacted, would just need the slicing, and that gives us all that information we would need. I would like to know if I can approve the services for this fiscal year instead of next fiscal year.
For those watching, can you kind of just describe where that Grid 2 area is?
So Grid 2 is going to be, it's going to be on the, where am I at? It's going to be on the west side of Highway 86. It's going to be, I'm probably wrong. It's going to be that area there where Barione's at, in that section right there. And that one's actually going to cover, I have it here, we're looking at 18.125 sidewalk miles in that entire area.
Is this part of the Precision's existing contract and we're just going to the next section, or is it an actual new contract?
It's part of the contract that we have with them through the CJPA, and that's how we're getting the better pricing that way since we're going through that agency.
Any other questions? Comments? I'll entertain a motion. Not everybody.
So moved.
Thank you.
I'll second.
I have a first by Katie and a second by Miss Stacy. Please vote.
The guys are all quiet.
I
over
know.
here.
The boys are here in body, but not in spirit. D4, acceptance of work completed for a 7th Street rehabilitation and pedestrian improvements from sorry, go ahead, my bad. I was on a roll.
It's okay. The motion carries.
From improvements from South D Street to Southeast Street by Mr. Mora.
Good evening, council. These next items for the 7th Street improvement projects from D to East Street. As you can see on the attachments and the photos from the before and after, that was a street that it was neglected for quite a bit. There was actually no asphalt and no sidewalk. So all work has been completed. Final quantities have been accounted in the balance change order, and staff recommends approval of the change order as acceptance of the work completed, and authorize the city clerk to file a notice of completion, and I'll stand for any questions that you may have.
It's so pretty now.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Thank you, James. May I have a second?
I'll second.
Robert seconds. Thank you.
Glaring at him, I'm like, hey, are you gonna talk today?
Please vote.
Motion carries 5-0.
Thank you. I didn't skip ahead this time. D5, approve resolution number 2026-12 to authorize the sale of APN 063-054-038 by Mr. Marita, our wonderful city manager.
Well, thank you.
I love you.
Mayor and council, what you have before you is a resolution that would authorize the entry of a sale of a remnant associated with the Caltrans relinquishment. It's located in the northwest quadrant of Belford Road and Highway 86. The city obtained a broker's opinion of value, and so the agreed upon sales price is $2.12 per foot, and it's approximately 25,000 square feet and change, and so the agreed upon sales price is 53,000 and change. And we recommend that you adopt the resolution that would approve the purchase and sale agreement.
So moved. Second.
We have a first by Katie and a second by Mr. James. Please vote.
Motion carries 5-0.
Thank you. Moving on to reports. Mr. Mora, do you have anything else you'd like to report?
Yeah, on Highway 86, real quick, well, on the beautification project. So we're installing, the flashing beacons in front of the Worthington Square, in front of El Sol on Berioni. The striping, I said, in one of the meetings that it was gonna be installed by this last Monday. Some delays, with subcontractors. They're coming back on Monday. We're having a meeting tomorrow, to finalize, the items, the equipment on the AI all throughout SR 86, and staff's continuing working with the monies that we had received, the 3 mil, LPP, and some other funding sources that are coming up, so we can, hopefully with enough money, underground the bar pit, along SR 86, so we can underground that and install sidewalks and a bike path, so we can do a connection from Berioni to Ayton. But we would like to do the whole thing all the way from Ralph to Threshold, but with limited funding sources and whatnot, we're gonna have to do it in sections. But that's all I have.
Thank you. Mrs. Janelle?
So a few updates for public services. As you've seen, still we have downstream out there that we're jetting our gravity lines and stuff for the sewer. However, they'll be done with that for the cleaning and the CCTV of that this week, and they'll be starting the manhole inspections next week, and it'll be the same process. They won't do full lane closures. They'll have just sections closed off, rerouting traffic. We have our wastewater treatment plant demo project out to bid. We have a pre-bid meeting set up for that one on April 7th, where we'll have a pre-bid, internally, and then we'll take them out to the actual project site for a walkthrough, and we have bids opening for that project on the 16th. The Headworks design, which is a reason why we're doing some of the demo project for the wastewater, Headworks design has now taken place too. We have the consultant on board. We had our pre-con meeting or kickoff design meeting for that one, so we'll start getting the plan specs and everything squared away for that. That will then come back later to put out to bid. The manhole rehab project that we had, finally had the final inspection for those. Everything went good. We're just waiting for the final report, and then we'll come back to do the notice of completion for reporting and paying out that 5% retention that we'll owe them. We actually have already scheduled or working on scheduling another inspection with them before the warranty expires for all the work in the manhole. So in case we do see any deterioration or issues, we can catch it before there's an actual problem and cause us some money on that. I want to give a few updates in regards to our signals. I know we've had a few concerns or, complaints about the traffic lights. The signal at Ayton and Clark, that one is taking a little longer kind of to cycle through, but that's because we're having issues with the pedestrian control cards. They're malfunctioning, and so they're reading as if there's somebody always in the crosswalk, which then kind of makes the lights and them, they max out, so it takes a little longer for them to cycle. So we have those on recall, which they're going off a timer instead of the camera picking up if there's a vehicle in place. We're having that issue with 86 and 15th and 86 and Berioni. It's just the turn pockets that we have on recall because the new system that we are putting in isn't working correctly with what we have, which was the one was mentioning. They'll be coming down. They're going to get it fixed. We'll have our staff on hand too to make sure that everything's going good. But I just want to let you guys know that's why they're cycling or taking a little longer, and it seems like it, but it's because some are on recall and some aren't. But other than that, they're still going through. And I'll end the report with good news with the street sweeping. We're pretty much rolled out on that one. We will get something completely out on social media and Facebook and everything, let them know, but we kind of have it nailed down. Our guys in the streets division have been doing good. We're setting it up and I don't know if you guys still have it in front of you, but kind of how we have the sidewalk inspection done by grid. We're using that one as our basis to do the actual street sweeping. So we have it set up to where, I don't know if you have them in front of you, but it's gonna be where grid one would be on Wednesday, grid two will be Thursday. Grid two will be Friday, grid three will be Thursday, grid four Tuesday, and grid five Monday. We have it that way so it doesn't interfere with the trash pickup services. And the way we're gonna do it is, since each grid has its own day, they'll do as much as they can of that grid in that day. And then come next week, they'll do the other half of that one. So it'll be kind of getting done. They'll be street sweeping every day, but however much they can do, and then they pick up the other section the following week. They've gotten it nailed down pretty good. They're getting faster. They're getting more comfortable. We're getting them out there. So soon you'll be able to see them kind of, not flying by, but getting it done pretty good. So I wanted to end our updates on that good note that we're gonna be out there soon.
And it's in the GIS mapping,
I was
right?
gonna say, do we have that posted somewhere that the public can see where they're gonna be?
We're going to, yeah. So right now we still have, I think the old map is still up. And so then I want to get this grid one done because I've been using it. We've been practicing off of it with the sidewalk, but I want to get all the information in there that it's actually going to be street sweeping and have them have their days and notices. And we'll push those out, continuously until residents get comfortable. And if they have questions, they can go ahead and call us. But we'll make sure there's an actual map up of what section is being done when and what time. That way they know.
How many hours a day does it operate?
We've had them operating at least from when they get in, so we push them out kind of by 6 and then see where they're at by lunchtime. And if they can get the truck cleaned out, if it's not too full, we push them back out, but we're still giving them enough time to where they come in and they clean out the vehicle. So we have them out there at least for a good 5 hours, 4 or 5 hours to start. So, and if we need to, or if we can, we're gonna see what we can get out of them out of a full day. But we do have to where we have 2 operators for the street sweeper. So if we need to pull them for any other kind of infrastructure emergencies, that's what we'll do. So that's why we're kind of trying a few hours just in the morning and seeing what we can get out later in the afternoon.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Lopez?
So as you heard, James and his team, our autism fair is next Saturday at Eager Park from 10 to 2. If you're brave enough or you're a runner and you want to participate in the 5K, as you see, I didn't get this body from running, so I will not be
More of a
participating.
weightlifting man.
Right. So it's a great event. As you heard James say, that Imperial and its city council and staff has really supported this event. We're on our 5th annual, and we hope to continue this into 10th, 11th, 12th. As long as we can continue to support this, I think it's a great cause. They have a lot of great resources out there for families. Families, they meet each other there, they exchange information, what's worked well for others, and it's really a great thing. Family fun for everybody. So just come join us for that day next Saturday at Eager Park. The next thing is we launched a Chalk the Walk sidewalk project for the entire community to participate. You can go out there with your kids, your family, create some artwork, send it back to us. The deadline to submit's August 27th, so we're giving everybody about a month. So if you see people out there tagging sidewalks, don't call the cops. We endorse it.
Okay.
So even if we have some very talented people around our community, so go out there, send us your artwork. The council will then select. We will send our top 10. We will screen, send it to you guys. You guys will vote your top 3, including mayor's choice. Then we will present the awardees on the May 6th council meeting. So I'm excited about that to see what we get in. We will then post all the artwork, regardless of if they placed or not, on a slideshow on social media. So that's out there on social media for anybody that wants to participate. I think it's an opportunity to showcase some talented people in our city, and then maybe transition that to be, maybe we get a community mural project where we go out
That's
there
what
and
I want.
get some talent from our community and have them do something for the parks, the baseball parks and stuff. There's a lot of space and blank canvases out there for them. So the next thing is we sent you guys, or I sent you guys some design stuff. So vote for like the park, Eager Park, the rehab. Those are the top 2 based on our budget. Those designs are tied into the CPRS National Demonstration Site grant. There is not a timetable on the grant. I just wanted to get your guys' input. There's one the differences I kind of noted on there. They're two great designs. Price points are similar, so I wouldn't focus too much on that. Expensive but we have some money, non-general fund dollars that we're gonna spend on this. So it's a great project that we really need. If you look at Eager Park, that playground is old. So, send me your feedback and we can get, moving on to the next steps of this project. I'm very excited to get that ripped out and put something new in there.
Thank you. I hope some of our businesses kind of showcase and do the chalk walk too. I think it'd be good. Chalk the walk. That'd be cool. We'll have a separate category maybe one of these years for them.
Oh, and come out and dunk our mayor.
Yeah, I know, on Saturday. I'll be there. Looking like a wet rat, but yeah. Mr. Estrada.
Well, you can see the agenda management up and running. I want to say thank you to Amy and City Clerk's office.
Thank you to your crew
and
back
the
there.
IT department, of course. That's all right now. I think we just have the city council meetings up and running, but in the near future, planning commission and the library board will be incorporated. That's all right now. We are dealing what we have in terms of adding the links to our current website. As you know, we are in the phase of moving to the new one. So the archive is still on the old one, and everything else the new one is going to be pushed to Civic Plus, including the footage or the recording of these meetings. So therefore, we'll have meetings available with Civic Plus and Facebook. We are streaming at the same time to both platforms.
Nice.
The city website is moving forward. We're still thinking by the end of May. So when that happens, it will be easier to look for agendas for more information. And additionally, more projects are moving forward, but I don't have anything else to report.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Questions? Can't say Chief
That's the
Real.
time that you left.
Mr. Sheffield?
Just a couple things. April is also Distracted Driver Awareness Month. Through our OTS grant, we will be having extra patrols out there cracking down on distracted drivers, such as cell phone usage, makeup application, which
Seeing their kids back there.
Ms. Mendoza looks a little guilty on that right now.
Years and years and years ago, I don't do that anymore.
But so we will have extra patrols out there throughout the month, cracking down on that. One thing that's kind of fun and entertaining, some of you might have seen on our Instagram page. We're kind of revamping what we're doing with our social media. We have our new ACO who is, to say ecstatic is an understatement. She's super excited to take this thing over and run with it. She's young, so she knows what she's doing with all this stuff. So we're gonna have a lot of cool, fun videos that are coming out there. So stay tuned. It's a fun time and maybe some embarrassing. What's that?
Were you the dinosaur? Or who was the dinosaur?
Damon was.
That was Damon.
Hi, Damon.
Unfortunately, I didn't make that video.
I love it. It was cute. It was very.
But
You didn't make the cut.
I had to make the cut. And the next one I will. That is it.
Thank you. Fire.
Nothing to report.
Nothing.
Any word on the fire
How's our
truck?
fire truck doing?
It's doing great. It's Ontario stuff.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Maravicas.
So besides the presentation, we got next week, we are set to begin our audit for 24-25. So we're slowly catching up to where we're supposed to. So we're starting, hopefully this goes a lot faster than last year. They'll be on site next week. ERP, we're not meeting till a couple weeks. It's going along, the new system ERP. It's a lot of information, but long days for when we have to meet and do the transition. But we're still shooting for July 1st on the financial side. So hopefully we get there. That's it for me. Hopefully the workshop, I'll have everything ready, have something put up next week. I know some of you guys are off, and see if we can crack it during the same day of the meeting, or
Well,
as you prefer.
The day of the next meeting, Mayor and myself and
Oh,
A
that's
couple of
right.
them. We're in DC.
This year, okay.
DC.
So probably after the meeting.
Lucky
The
you.
week. Lucky you. Thank you.
Miss Smith.
So you have hot off the press, the newsletter that was released today, quarter one for the year. I hope you enjoy seeing some of the staff and what we've been up to. And then also, I just want to invite you to our upcoming Employee Appreciation Annual Event at Cheval Farms. It will be on Friday, April 24th from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. A lot of activities planned, and we hope to see you there. We'll go ahead and send out an email with the QR code for RSVPs and more details. That's all I have for today.
Thank you. Mr. Garcia?
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Just a couple of quick updates. The apartments on 6th and 8th Street, the city apartments, we are posting up our invitation for bids for some remodeling there for the kitchens and the bathrooms. That'll post on the 8th, and hopefully 5-6 weeks after that, we can bring a selected contractor for consideration. And then the second one is Climate Tech. We had some follow-up meetings with them. This council will recall approving a agreement with them to do an analysis of our city facilities, looking at projects that would provide cost savings through energy efficiency. So there was some slight delay on that, but they'll be finalizing that report, and we'll present that to the council for also discussion on if there's any interest to pursue those projects.
Thank you. Hello, Mr. Marita.
Nothing for me this evening.
Okay.
And a few words.
Anything else, Ms. Katie? Okay, Robert?
No, just enjoyed Blues Brews and Barbecue. That was a great event. Glad to see everybody out there. It was a little warm for a little bit. Good to see all the participants, a lot of people, all that. No, thanks staff. Everything went great. Thank you guys for all the hard work. Appreciate it.
Ms. Katie?
Same, went to Blues Brews and Barbecues. Great. Nothing to report.
Mr. James?
Good, thank you.
Madam Mayor Pro Tem?
The same as all. I had a wonderful time at the Blues Brews and Barbecue. Thank you to Tony and all your entire staff and all the any city staff that participated. I thought it was very well run, and people seemed to be having a lot of time, or a good time, I should say. And just we didn't really get a chance to talk much when the whole autism thing came up, and they come in here and they keep telling council thank you, but council's only as good as you guys, and I think that says a lot. So thank you.
Ms. Shields?
Thank you for being patient tonight.
Oh,
I'm excited to move forward on the program.
thank you, Amy, for joining.
Miss Amy? Thank you. No, the Blues Brews and Barbecue is always fun. I meet so many people handing out so many beers every night. But it's always a good time, and you see a lot of familiar faces and new ones. The bands were amazing, so thank you for that. And I look forward to getting dunked, kinda, sorta. I'm just grateful that I'm one of the first ones, so it doesn't turn into swamp water.
No, make sure first the water quality gets really bad.
Yeah, I'm scared. Okay, I'm super scared. But otherwise, bring your money and come dunk me happily. I don't care. It's okay. And then you attended Cal City's dinner? Anybody?
Oh,
Yes.
Yes, I.
Miss
Oh,
Mendoza and
was it okay?
myself.
Yeah, it was a little less attended than normal, but we still had, there was a lot of conversation there that night, and
I think a few of us were at the data center meeting, so thank you for those who attended Cal Cities, and thank you for those who attended the data center. So we will adjourn this meeting, and next regularly scheduled meeting is April 15th. Thank you.
Thank you.